Hello and welcome back, everyone. It's once again time for Actual English, and I am Jennifer Clyde. It's time for lesson 330, and today's topic is chivalry. It's a difficult word to pronounce, chivalry. Have you heard of chivalrous before? Well, chivalry is the very kind, polite, and I guess unselfish behavior that we see in people. Courtesy is a synonym. And this kind of behavior that we usually see in men toward women is often described as chivalry. So please do keep that in mind, okay? So that is today's topic. What expressions and which words do you think we'll bump into in today's actual talk and today's actual story sections? Well, look forward to that. Let's begin with actual talk.
Kelly, I just opened the door for a lady there, a Western woman, and she looked so angry. I thought she was going to slap me.
Really?
What's up with that?
You know, there are a lot of women that do take offense to chivalry, actually. I suppose the thought behind it being that it might be a little bit sexist.
Sure.
And not everybody thinks that way. But some people feel that each gender should be treated the same.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think men and women should be treated equally, and if anybody is to be treated with more respect or be above, it should be women. But I suppose...
Wait, why should it be women?
You want to know?
I do. I want to know.
Right.
Why should it be women?
Because I really think women are very special. I think, you know, the world needs women. Women do so much good and have empathy and have so much, you know, natural care and warmth that a lot of men don't have. I mean, you know, we can't generalize, but really, I think women are very special. And I think the world is a better place with them, and it's unfortunate they're not in more positions of power because I think they do a lot more good with it. So that's why. So I think they deserve extra respect. That's you can see that I love women, and that
Yes.
I've had been lucky enough to have a lot of special women in my life. So my mom and grandmother, etc.
Well, that's lovely. I feel that men have their place in the world too. And you know what? I'm kind of torn. I feel like some people want it always. They want to be treated equally, but at the same time they want privileges. It can be if it's taken to an extreme, it gets a little bit unbalanced. And I am kind of in the middle. I'm torn. I don't really know where that line is drawn, but I can tell you I like chivalry. I like that feeling, like when a man proposes and he gets down on one knee. You know, I get all gooey watching a movie.
Actually. Yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
So I'd have to say it's a tough one.
Yeah.
And it's changing, but
It is.
a lot of people sure are sensitive about it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, how did you enjoy the conversation? That was today's actual talk conversation. Today we had Gareth and Kelly talking about chivalry. It is, once again, a tricky word to pronounce. Chivalry. We'll practice it more later on. So now you have an idea of what chivalry means, right? So once again, we're talking about the very kind, polite behavior that we see in men, especially towards women. An example would be opening the door for women, okay? Waiting for a woman to do something first. So these are all kind and polite behaviors, right? And they are described as chivalry. Kelly did mention that some women are offended. Some women take offense, okay, towards chivalry. And let's take a look at why she said that. Okay, here we go. Now, here we go. Gareth says, Kelly, I just opened the door for a lady there, a Western woman, and she looked so angry. Okay, let's take a look at this first sentence. He says he opened the door for a lady. Okay, so what is he saying? If you open the door for somebody, it basically means that you physically open the door for somebody to go through. Okay, a lot of men do this, especially if there is an elderly, a senior citizen, an older person, let's say, for example, a very old grandmother or a grandfather. You know, we all can be kind and open the door and hold the door for somebody to go in or go through the door. Oh, please. After you. That's what we do. So he's saying he opened the door for a lady, a Western lady, but what's the problem? She looked so angry. Okay, and he says, I thought she was going to slap me. Slap is what? S-L-A-P. Slap means to hit with one's palm, okay, the bottom of your hand. Usually when people get into fights, you will see people slapping each other on the face. Okay, so basically slap means to hit somebody or something with this part of your hand, the inside or the palm of your hand. So he's just saying that she looked very, very angry. He was afraid that she was going to slap him. Now, so he says, what's up with that? Okay. This is an expression, a very casual, informal expression that you will come by quite often. What's up with that? What's up with that? We often say, hey, what's up? What's up? What does that mean? What's up? What's new? How's it going? These are all casual ways to greet somebody. Another way of saying, hey, how are you? How have you been, right? But when you say, what's up with that? We usually say this or ask this question, not necessarily for an answer, but when we don't understand a situation, when we don't understand something and we need an explanation. Okay, so in most cases, if you're confused about something, if you don't understand why something happened or why somebody reacted a certain way, you can say, what's up with that? Okay, that's why he's saying, I did something nice, but she looked so angry. Hey, what was the problem? What's up with that? Okay. Now, Kelly says, you know, there are a lot of women that do take offense to chivalry, okay? Take offense to something. Be offended by something, in other words. So she's saying that there are a lot of women, some women, take offense to chivalry. So, chivalry, as we know, is today's topic. We're talking about the kind and polite behavior, but she's saying that some women do not like it. They get offended. They take offense to chivalry, okay? They don't want to be treated nicely by especially men. I suppose the thought behind it, she's talking about the reason, being that it might be a little bit sexist. Here is another vocab word for today. So she's saying, the thought behind it, meaning the reason behind it, okay? The reason behind it, the thought behind it might be because, you know, it could be a little bit sexist. What is sexist? All right. Let's say, for example, there are men or women, but let's take men, for example. There are some men that think that women are less intelligent. Or let's say there are some people that think that the other sex, okay, the opposite gender or the opposite sex is less intelligent and less capable than those of their gender, the same sex as them. So they tend to look down upon people that are not the same sex as them. That's why I said some men are like this. They think that a lot of women are less intelligent. They're less capable compared to men, okay? And they do not think that men and women should be treated equally. So people that have this mindset could be called a sexist, okay? Or sexists, add an S in the plural form. So she says, not everybody thinks that way, okay? But some people, we're talking about some people feel that each gender meaning sex, okay? Male, female, these are all genders. Each gender should be treated the same. All right, so some people, well, they say that men and women should be treated equally. Some disagree. That's exactly what she's saying. Sure, Gareth says, I think men and women should be treated equally, meaning treated the same. Equally, okay? And if anybody is to be treated with more respect or be above Okay, looked up to is another way of saying this. It should be women. Okay, this is Gareth's opinion. Okay, we're not saying he's right, we're not saying he's wrong, but this is what he thinks. So he's saying, well, I think men and women, just everybody in general, should be treated equally, the same. Okay, but he says if a certain gender were to be respected more, he says, I think it should be women. Okay, so, all right. Wait, she says. Why should it be women? Okay, Kelly asks, why should it be women? Why women? And he says, well, you want to know? Yes, I do. I want to know. Why should it be women? So she asks one more time. And then, here we go. He says, because I really think women are very special. That's very nice. So once again, he's talking about women, how he thinks that women are very special. The world needs women. Okay? Women do so much good and have empathy. Empathy, just in case if you're wondering what this word means, we're talking about the capability of sharing one's feelings, being able to share and understand one's feelings and emotions, okay? So he's saying that we need women. The world needs women, okay? Women do so much good, meaning so many good things, and they have empathy and have so much natural care and warmth. So he's talking about all these things that women tend to have. And he's saying that many of these things that women have, a lot of men do not have, okay? We can't generalize, okay? Generalize basically means to form general opinions, okay? Form general principles about something. So he's saying we can't say everybody is like that. We can't generalize, but I think women are very special. Okay, moving on. And I think the world is a better place with them. This reminds me of a song. I think Michael Jackson sang it. Better place for you and for me. Anyhow. Yes, he says the world is a better place with them. Them meaning women in this case. So the world is a better place with women. So I think they deserve extra respect. And he shares his personal story. I've been lucky enough to have a lot of special women in my life. So my mom and grandmother, etc. So he's talking about all these women that he's met and known throughout his life. And he includes his mother and his grandmother and etc. Meaning many, many more women. Moving on, Kelly says, well, that's lovely. I feel that men have their place in the world too. Okay, now since Gareth was talking about how women are very important, how they play a very important role, how we need women in the world, this time Kelly is saying, well, same goes for men. You know, men have their place in the world. They have their place, responsibilities. Okay, they're very important as well. So we're talking about men. And she says, you know what? I'm kind of torn. Do you remember the meaning of this word? Torn, tear, torn. Of course, we can physically tear something such as paper, tear something up, right? But when you say that you are torn, especially between two things, you are saying that you are having a difficult time deciding, making a decision. So let's move on. She says, I feel like some people want it always, okay? Some people want it always. This way, that way, the other way. They want things all different ways. They want to be treated equally, but at the same time, they want privileges. They want their rights. And I'm kind of in the middle. You know, I think this is absolutely true. So this is, I think, a good point that she made. So some people want to be treated equally. They say, hey, what's wrong? I'm a woman, but I should be treated as importantly as a man. We should be treated equally the same, okay? But sometimes the same woman could say, hey, I should be treated special, you know? I should have a privilege to do this. I should have a special right to do this because I'm a woman. Some people do this. And some people think this. I sometimes do too. So that is what she's saying. One person may think, I'm equal. We all should be treated equally. But that same person sometimes thinks, I should be better than others. I should be given a privilege, an advantage, a benefit. Okay? So that's what she is saying. And then she says, and I'm kind of in the middle. In the middle. So once again, she's talking about how she is torn. She's not sure which is right. Okay? She's undecided, somewhere in the middle. I don't really know where that line is drawn. Now, if a line is drawn, okay, imagine, I'll draw a line for you. There's all kinds of things going on, okay? It's very complicated, but a line is drawn. What happens if I draw a line? Okay, let's say, for example, I can limit something. So if you set a limit to something, say, okay, lines drawn here, no more than that. You're setting a limit. So it's the same thing as drawing a line. Drawing a line. A line is drawn. So she says, I don't really know where that line is drawn, where that limit is. But I can tell you, I like chivalry. So she likes chivalry. I like that feeling, like when a man proposes and he gets down on one knee. So this is an example that she's giving. You know how women are treated, very specially sometimes. And she says, I get all gooey like in a movie. Here's a vocab word for all of you as well. This is a very informal and casual word as well. We will hear a lot of children using this word, gooey. Ew, that's gooey. It means sticky, kind of sticky and yucky, okay? So we'll go over this word later on as well. So gooey, she says, it's very gooey, like in a movie. Moving on, he says, well, I did that actually. He's talking about getting down on one knee and proposing to his now wife. She says, that's lovely. So I'd have to say it's a tough one. It's a tough one, meaning it's a difficult question. It's a difficult decision to make, and it's changing. But a lot of people sure are sensitive about it. Okay, sensitive. Of course, you can have sensitive skin, but if you are sensitive about something, it means that you are easily offended by something, easily irritated, easily annoyed by something. So it's a very sensitive topic or sensitive issue to talk about. So that's what she says, and that brings us to an end to the conversation. Okay, let's listen to actual talk one more time.
Kelly, I just opened the door for a lady there, a Western woman, and she looked so angry. I thought she was going to slap me.
Really?
What's up with that?
There are a lot of women that do take offense to chivalry, actually. I suppose the thought behind it being that it might be a little bit sexist.
Sure.
And not everybody thinks that way. But some people feel that each gender should be treated the same.
Sure.
Yeah.
I think men and women should be treated equally, and if anybody is to be treated with more respect or be above, it should be women. But I suppose...
Wait, why should it be women?
You want to know?
I do. I want to know.
Right.
Why should it be women?
Because I really think women are very special. I think, the world needs women. Women do so much good and have empathy and have so much, natural care and warmth that a lot of men don't have. I mean, we can't generalize, but really, I think women are very special. And I think the world is a better place with them, and it's unfortunate they're not in more positions of power because I think they do a lot more good with it. So that's why. So I think they deserve extra respect. That's you can see that I love women, and that I've had been lucky enough to have a lot of special women in my life. So my mom and grandmother, etc.
Well, that's lovely. I feel that men have their place in the world too.
Of course.
And you know what? I'm kind of torn. I feel like some people want it always. They want to be treated equally, but at the same time they want privileges. It can be if it's taken to an extreme, it gets a little bit unbalanced. And I am kind of in the middle. I'm torn. I don't really know where that line is drawn, but I can tell you I like chivalry. I like that feeling. Like when a man proposes and he gets down on one knee.
Sure.
You know, I get all gooey watching a movie.
Actually. Yeah.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
So I'd have to say it's a tough one.
Yeah.
And it's changing, but
It is.
a lot of people sure are sensitive about it.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay, welcome back everyone. It's time for actual expressions. Okay, let's take a look at the vocab words and then move on to today's patterns. First of all, we have a very important word here that is our topic for today, and I've told you several times it is tricky to pronounce, meaning difficult to pronounce. So let's take a look at the pronunciation. Chivalry. This part is difficult. And then going on to re. Re. Let's try it 3 times. Chivalry. 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 Good job. Okay. So let's quickly take a look at the synonyms. Politeness and courtesy. These are all synonyms for chivalry. Okay. We're talking about the very kind and polite behaviors. Sexist is what? We're talking about a person. It can be a male or a female that thinks what? That believes that one sex, especially female, they feel that women are less intelligent and less capable of doing things compared to men, okay? So some synonyms are chauvinist. This one I'm sure you've seen a lot, okay? That's another word for sexist. Generalize. Here we go. Stress goes on the first syllable, generalize, and it means to conclude or induce. Moving on, privilege. Privilege, okay? We're talking about a benefit, an opportunity, or even a right. And here we go, gooey. Gooey, as I said, it's a very informal and casual word. We will most likely see children, little boys and girls using this word. Gooey, gooey. You know how we say, ew, that's yucky. So when something is really soft and it's sticky and it's kind of gross and yucky, you would say, it's gooey. So soft, sticky is a good synonym. Sensitive, let's see, delicate, or even emotional, okay? If you're easily offended by something, easily annoyed by something, you can say that you are sensitive to something or about something as well. Okay, moving on to our patterns for today. When would you say this? What's up with that? What's up with that? This is something you would say in a situation where there is an outcome, or you're in a situation where you do not understand what's happening or why something has happened, and you need an explanation often. So, what's up with that? Here we go. The shirt I bought yesterday is now 50% off. What's up with that? Hey, that's not fair. What's up with that? What's happened? Okay, it's a very casual expression. Moving on to the line is drawn, or to draw the line. We're talking about setting a limit. I am a loyal employee, but I draw the line, I set a limit when I am asked to do something I think is wrong. Okay, I'm a loyal employee, but I draw the line when I'm asked to do something that I think is wrong. Okay, so to draw the line, you're saying to set a limit. Job well done, everyone.